All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week in and week out to preach the word of the Most High in truth and sincerity, telling the 12 tribes who they are, the people on this side, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We're going to give all praise to the Most High.
I praise y'all about you.
Double honors to our elders. And honors to all the brothers teaching the truth and truth and sincerity out in the four corners of the earth.
Yeah, I can make a correction. And on you, but we the children of Yasharala. I just don't like saying Israel because them people over in Israel, that's Israel. We Yasharala. Alright? So what we gonna get into today? Well, if you can pan around and show this fucking flag right here, bro. Can you get that flag right there? If you can't get that little, if you can get that shit right there. Yeah, that shit right there. You see what I'm saying? And then one more thing, you see that little banner, Orlando United, get that too with them colorful ass colors. Yeah, pan on that flag real quick. We're done with that. So, if you notice, see down here they had the little fake ass, well whatever, they had the little terrorist attack. You know what I mean? So now Orlando is the faggot city. It's the capital of homosexuality. Alright? That's why you see that little flag right there. Now the homosexuals took that flag, what they call it, LGBT.
Yeah,
they took that.
They got
another one they added on. I don't know what the Q, queer, yeah, whatever the fuck that is. So they got, yeah, they're gonna add pedophile on that soon, but whatever that shit is. So they took this symbol that the Most High made, which is the rainbow, and they used that shit for some wickedness, because we know in the scriptures anything against the law is wicked. So let's get into it, man. As you can see, the whole of Orlando is on this wicked ass homosexuality vibe. Even on I-4, no, not I-4, but on the 408, Interstate 408, the little, I don't know what you call it, a little post or whatever, it lights up with the rainbow colors right there, man. Because they've taken that and changed it, man. Alright, I guess you know what? You can read your scripture first. That brings us right to that. Okay. You know what I mean? So, Most High can cast all of that shit down, man. That's wicked, man, that you go and take the symbol that the Most High made to say that he would never kill man again, and you take that, throw it into space, and use that symbol as your symbol for all your wickedness, your LGBT groups, LGBTQ, P. Your wickedness, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Most High, and their works are in the dark.
Right.
And they say, Who seeth us?"
Right, because they think the Most High don't exist. Like they could be like homosexuals and shit. And just because they believe the Most High don't exist, that means he can't see what they doing. They don't exist. That's dumb, man. Go ahead.
Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Verse 16 says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay."
Right, they're gonna think that shit is of the Most High. You gotta love everybody. What you mean? The Most High said to love everybody. It don't matter what they is. It don't matter that it's a law that it says you're not supposed to be having sex with a man, like you have sex with a woman. That shit don't matter. The Most High hate the act, but he love the person. The Most High hate the person in the abomination that they're doing, man. Go ahead.
It says, "Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Right.
For should the work say of him that made it, He made me not? Or should a thing framed say of him that framed it, He had no understanding?"
Right, so that's what they're doing now. Like the Most High is made up. God is made up. You know, God is made up, and we were born like this. And that's bullshit, man. The Most High said he made man perfect, he made man good. But man, how'd it go, man? He was just a rat. Man upright. Yeah, but then they devise wicked devices, man. You know what I what I mean? So,
And then he like the Most High made the rainbow, you know, we're gonna go into for a certain energy, man. And they turned that energy into something wicked. Like the Most High had no understanding. He created the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? They trump on the Most High like he really, like he's basically like he doesn't exist. And like when everything he created, they can do something better with it or something wicked with it. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 7, verse 11. The Most High judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Most High angry with that shit. That's why it's gonna be a destruction by fire, man. Alright?
It's Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Right, because now we teaching against that. Alright, we teaching against that damn flag right there. But you have people come up and say we wicked, we evil and shit. Because we supposed like that nigga, it's a nigga just walked by, he said we supposed to love everybody. It's only one way. And you gotta love everybody because that's what Tupac teach. Tupac ain't teach that shit. Nigga, Tupac ain't teach that shit, man. And the scriptures don't teach that. Go ahead.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put
light for darkness and darkness for light. They preaching like this shit is the good thing. Like, we supposed to accept that shit, man. We supposed to accept homosexuality. If your son grows up to be a homosexual, you supposed to accept that shit. They even gotta go so far as to say that them motherfuckers is special. They special people.
Like they said.
Go ahead, bro.
And then I think it's Ontario, I think that's in Canada. They got a law now where if you have to accept your children, if they say they're homosexual, they want to be a transsexual, you have to accept that. And if they find out that you don't accept that, they can come and take your children away and put them in like some transsexual or homosexual rescue mission, man. Okay? So now they going after the kids. Then they have drag queens reading stories in libraries in New York City to the kids.
That's crazy.
And you got parents taking their kids there, mostly white, mostly Edomites, taking their kids there, talking about they want their kid to be diverse, or they want their kid to learn about diversity. Okay? That's why you have to watch out. Anytime they use that word diversity, man, it's nothing but wickedness. But that's it.
Yeah, man. So it go, man.
That's that diversity, that Babylon spirit, man. We're trying to bring everybody together.
The Most High tore down the Tower of Babel, man. They don't want that shit, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 21, woe unto, I'll start at 20 again. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward.
Exactly. Exactly. But we don't accept that bullshit. We don't accept it, man. Because the Most High specifically he went out his way. Like, there's a lot of things that's not in the scriptures. I know brothers gonna get mad at me, for instance, like certain type of sexual acts, it's not in the scriptures. It's not prohibited by the scriptures. Like you can get head from your woman. If you want to, you can lick her wherever the fuck you want to. It's not in the scriptures that you can't do that. So when the Most High goes out of his way to put certain things in there, you gotta take heed to it. You can't disregard that shit, man. And that's one of them. Homosexuality is specifically in the scriptures that you're not to do that. Guess what? It don't really go into women and all women. And the law doesn't.
Right. Fact.
But he specifically made sure to put in man or man. So you gotta take heed to that shit, man. He specifically put man, human and animal. You gotta take heed to it. It shows a lot that he specifically put those things in there specifically.
And then put the consequence of breaking that.
Because it's a lot of laws that don't got a consequence.
Huh.
It don't
Exactly.
tell you what's supposed to happen, but it says surely he shall be put to death. His blood shall be upon him. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 23, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
Right, so now in the churches, what they do? They say you gotta accept that homosexuality, man. No, why do they do that? They do that because they're getting funded by the government. They're getting tax breaks. That's why they do that. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 24, therefore as the fire devoureth the stubble, and the flame consumeth the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah, ain't none of this shit going to fruition, man. All this LGBTQ, PST, whatever the fuck they want to call it, this shit ain't going nowhere. Alright? The Most High gonna destroy this damn land along with the other kingdoms in this earth. And this shit gonna be done. Ain't gonna be no LGBTQ. None of that shit is gonna come to fruition, man. It's cool right now. To go ahead and do it right now. But just know the Most High got some nuclear missiles just sitting there waiting for your ass, man. Waiting to burn your ass out. Not only is that shit a crime against the Most High, it's a crime against your own nature, man. It's a crime against yourself and against nature. All of nature, whenever you look at nature, you look at the plants and shit, you look at flowers. Them motherfuckers got reproduction systems. Pollen, that's what pollen and shit like that is. Alright? You look at everything on the earth and everything reproduces itself. That's the whole purpose of life, is to reproduce yourself, man. Yeah, true, they got some animals that are both male and female, but nigga, that's not you. But even those animals reproduce themselves. Two men getting together cannot reproduce themselves. So that shit is, therefore, it is death, man. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 25, therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched forth his hand against them, and hath smitten them, and the hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Exactly. So the Most High gonna destroy our people in specific because look, our people walking around here being the most faggoty faggots, man. Homosexuals, man. They being super homosexuals, man. If you see anybody that's a homosexual, it's gonna be a nigga, man. And our people promote that shit, bro. Don't go around you. I remember when I was growing up, right? They used to tell us y'all better not be no damn homosexuals. That was our thing. Like that's what they pounded in us. We cannot be a homosexual, man. That's how we was raised. But now, yo, parents now, they don't care. The women now, they go ahead and they, My Little Princess, and they be a boy. They got a book like that. Dress their little boys up in heels and shit. They got a day in the school system now. We never had this day. They got a switch day where the boys dress up as girls and the girls dress up as boys. We ain't had that shit in our school. Cause that shit wasn't promoted during our times, man. But now it's promoted. But you wanna know what it is? It's that black woman y'all worship, man. Y'all out here worshiping a black woman, not saying that they don't, not saying that when they're in their right mind, they don't deserve to be celebrated. But the black woman is being programmed by the white man. So if you celebrating this black woman and you worshiping her, you worshiping the white man. Cause why you think all these little boys becoming gay? It's their mothers, man. Cause the fathers ain't in the house. So the mothers promoting that shit, man. Yeah, go ahead. You know Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
No, give me, yeah, get that, but get Isaiah chapter 5 or something like that. Never mind,
Isaiah 30, verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Most High, that taketh counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Right, that Egypt nowadays, that's America. And you niggas is going back to ancient Egypt worshiping a black woman, which at this moment she don't deserve to be worshipped. She don't really deserve to be lifted up. Neither does the black man. All right, not at this moment. Now, like I said, if you got a woman that's in her right mind, that's doing the things she's supposed to be doing according to the scriptures and according to a man, then yeah, she's worthy to be celebrated but not worshipped. But when you worship this black woman, as she is today, understand that she's a minion of the so-called white man. So all these things that the so-called white man want to promote, like homosexuality, to destroy our people, he's going to put it in the black woman, because guess what? Because here what? It was this system created during slavery where the black man was broken. It's called the Willie Lynch system. Where he was broken and made to be subject and made to be the bottom of the barrel, and the black woman was made to be the, how you call it, the matriarchy? She was made to be the head of the house because she no longer trusted the black man to be the leader and protector that he should be, because she seen the white man break him down. It's the same way today. So if you have not reversed that system, you can't worship the black woman. Otherwise, you're worshiping the white man. And that's why you see all of this shit happening with this homosexuality. It's being forced on our people through via the black woman, and then to the children. I better go read Willie Lynch. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
Exactly. Now, you got to think about the way the system was made. All right? It was made to where when you came into slavery, they broke the black man in front of his woman so that she would lose respect and trust of his protection in favor for the slave master. So when that happened, the roles were reversed. Therefore today, you see the black woman, she's gonna call the police on your ass. All right, she's gonna send your ass to jail. If not, even if she's not that type of woman, she's still gonna respect what the white man say, the shit that's on TV. It might not necessarily come straight out the white man's mouth, but if it comes from this social construct and this social system, it comes from the white man, and trust and believe he made her to be able to input that, because women are, how you call it, they take in. All right? Whatever you put in them, that's what they take in. It just depends on who's inputting into her. Why she got a hold down there. She's the input.
They respect power too. They
respect power. That's why as a man, you gotta retain your manliness and your power as a man, your authority, and women will always respect that. But moving on.
That's why they respect Esau, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to get.
Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Read that again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Yeah, Esau is our children. Esau came into the so-called white people, came into the world after us. They're our children. That's who oppress us. Go ahead. They're the children of the earth. Go ahead.
Children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And who rule over them?
Women rule over them.
Matter of fact, go up a couple, go up 2 verses.
Verse 8, for Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen.
9.
Verse 9?
Yeah.
Verse 9, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom.
What was the sin of Sodom? What did the men in Sodom, what did they want to do to them angels? They didn't even want Lot's daughter. They was like, man, we don't want your daughter, man. What you mean you want to give us a woman? We don't want that shit, boy. Give us them 2 niggas in there. So what was their sin? Their sin was homosexuality. They wanted them men, what they perceived to be men. So it says to show their face, good witness against them. While you walk around, it's a certain spirit, like you can just see it on their face. It's a certain little face that they got, little homosexual face. You know what I mean? Like, little soft ass face. I don't know how to describe that shit.
Little what you looking at?
Little defeated ass face, man. Little floating ass face, some type of face they got, but you just know it. You can tell if a nigga is homosexual just by looking at his face, because his face witness against him. Most of the time, sometimes it's not true. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul.
They hide, see, the damn flags every fucking where. They even got, that's a theater over there. That shit that he showed you over there, that's a theater. Like a little theater that you can, they do concerts and shit in. What color is that shit? It's the rainbow colors. It's the exact same pattern as this flag right here. They don't hide it no more, man. Go ahead.
Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Until who? Themselves, man. Them AIDS and shit is running rapid with them, man, because that homosexuality going into the rectum, that's gonna bleed. It's not made for that, man. Yeah, they got it in the same colors. They don't hide it no more, man. They got flags all up and down downtown. And this shit ain't just come up this weekend. Cause this weekend is gay week or some shit. They having like gay day at
1 year anniversary
Disney or some shit. Or the 1 year anniversary for Post. Yeah.
Slaughter.
Yeah. But this shit been up all like for a long ass time. That been painted over there for the longest. Probably since that shit happened. Probably a whole year now. Go ahead.
Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
Yeah, to the righteous it shall be well with you. Whatever you like you say, you reap what you sow. You're gonna eat the fruit, you're gonna eat the fruit of your doings. Whatever you do, that's what the fuck you're gonna eat. You go through life doing shit, you're gonna eat shit. What time you got? I'm gonna keep track of the time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got
Go ahead, Doc.
Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him.
Yeah, you're gonna get your reward, man. See? Where is that? Isaiah 3, right? Nah, bro. Keep reading.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Women rule over them. The oppressors is the so-called white men. Esau. But the women are put into positions of power now. You see like that like soul food, who was the position of power? It's the grandma. It was granny. It's really like that in families, man. Granny is the position of power. And mama too. Daddy don't do shit because he push you up and he ain't gonna do shit, he ain't got no backbone, man. That's how men are nowadays. And it goes all the way back to slavery. It's the social constructs that they have created for us. Y'all think y'all got a culture in America? These so-called black Americans, you think you got a culture? That no, that shit was created for you. Exactly. And given to you. So that you can fall into whatever whim or way they want you to go. It's a control mechanism.
That's the if I can touch off, that's the new saying now they got, like in the hip hop world and just in the social world, within the black culture is do it for the culture. That's the new hashtag now. You know how they had YOLO and they had, such and such. Now they got, it's called do it for the culture. Like you saying, just going into that culture that was given to them. Now they just pushing that black culture out more and more, man, because the black culture is nothing but wickedness, man.
Well, let me tell you something about culture, see, this so-called white man, he's a psychologist. This motherfucker studies psychology. And they've been studying it ever since they had us in slavery, before then. They're psychologists, they study the way humans think. And let me tell you something about culture. Culture is strong. your culture, you're bonded to your culture. The people are gonna die for their culture. That's why the Arabs over there dying right now. That's why they strapping bombs to themselves and blowing themselves up so they can kill a few Americans. That's why they doing that shit. People will die for their culture. So if they can make you an artificial culture, you gonna live and die for that shit, man. Because it's your culture. Because that's what your mother and her mother and her mother and her mother taught you. Them Arabs over there, they doing the things they do because their father and their fathers and their fathers and their fathers taught them that, so that's all they live by. So when they gave you this culture that they gave you back during times of slavery, you still living by this shit today, and it's corrupt, and it's corrupting. It's fucking you up. But they programmed you that way. And they know, let me tell you something about it. See, y'all black, y'all Negroes, y'all get mad when we get on the women. Well, you gotta understand something, man. You gotta understand something about women and men. See, everything has an output and an input. All right, like your VCR on your TV. Output, input. Some things are output, some things are input. There's always something that's dominant and something that's submissive.
And that gives me energy too.
That's energy. That's universal knowledge, all right? In all things. Women are inputs. That's why they got the hole, they got the vagina. That's why women are, most of the time, when you're in your element, women are submissive and they love to be submissive. All right, they'll sit down, they'll listen to you. Everything you gotta say, they'll do whatever you want them to do. That's why women are like that when they're in their natural state. Men, on the other hand, men have penises, they're outputs. They put into people. When you teach your woman, she there to listen, she gonna listen to you. That's how men are. Men are outputs. Women are inputs. They understand that. They know that the woman she's gonna take in and she's gonna teach their output on children. She's gonna teach the children to be whatever way was input into her. All right, women and children are like that. Children too, because when we're children, when men are children, they're inputs. Everything that their parents teach them, they take it in. But as they get older, they become outputs. You see what I'm saying? But they understand that about women. So they teach these women, that's why women rule over us. They teach these women the things that they want these women to know. That's why they got these shows, Housewives of Atlanta, and all these things like that. That's why they have these devices. I'm not even gonna call them TV shows. That's why they have these devices. These programming, that's why it's called programming. To input into your wife, your woman, right? To input into the woman so that she can input into the kids. Why you think this generation under us is so fucked up? Niggas don't know what they is. This nigga got on, look at this shit. That's why the generation under us is so fucked up, man.
Wedges.
They got wedges out this bitch. But look, that's why the generation under us is so fucked up. They programmed it this way. Going back to the women's liberation movement, that's when she took your woman away from you because you were starting to regain her. And your woman was starting to work with you and listen to you. She was starting to put your ideas and your values into your children. So they had to snatch her ass away. No, we need this woman so we could destroy that black ass man. So they had the women's liberation, then they had the gay movement. And that gay movement was to depopulate your ass, man. Depopulation. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 10:2. It says, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor.
Exactly. That's what they doing. Let me tell you something about so-called white people. They shit is recessive, man. They don't populate like us, man. They kids be coming out retarded and shit. They don't populate like us, man. All right, we got some strong-ass bodies. The Most High made us for this planet. So they want to depopulate your ass, because eventually, if you keep so-called black people in America, eventually they're gonna overpopulate this shit, and it's just gonna be, America's gonna be black. So they gotta find a way to kill your ass off, put you in jail, lock you up, do abortions, turn you homosexual. That's why all these mechanisms is made. Go ahead, bro.
It says, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Exactly. But the Most High gonna take them in their own devices. How you see, they created that homosexuality for us, but guess what? Who went to that shit too? They created the crack cocaine and all that shit for us. Who doing all that shit? They created all this housewives of Atlanta, but how's white women starting to act?
Yeah.
Exactly. Who doing all the twerking? So-called white women starting to do that shit now.
And then, if I can say something, they had the men rumpers out. It all started with like 5 white guys wearing rumpers. But then all of a sudden, they came over to the black scene or the black culture or whatever.
Who was promoting?
It was 5 started from a picture of 5 white guys with rumpers on. 5 Edomites with rumpers on. And then the black culture took it. And then they started saying we're gonna wear rumpers, and some says we not. Now they got something called lace shorts, and that started by 5 white guys, a picture with white guys.
But I'm saying, who the main one on social media saying that shit is cute and all this shit? It's the women. It's the women. Niggas like, nah, we ain't finna wear that shit, bro. The fuck? Nah, let me catch one of my friends in there. That's how they talking. But the women is on there saying, oh, it's so cute, I'm gonna give my man one.
And the dude to wear it because of the woman. Yeah. He'll buy down.
Bet these women start giving dudes play because they wearing rumpers.
Yeah.
And I bet you're gonna see a bunch of niggas wearing rumpers. But it shows you the power structure, man. And the controlled culture, man.
I'd be done to do that on Tuesday. There's a Safety Tuesday in the
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Right.
O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord standeth up to plead and standeth up to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof. When ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses.
That's it, bro. You good with that. Hey, we just read chapter 4 real quick. That's why we on this one. Yeah. Read chapter 4. Hold that, bro.
This Psalms 37:7. It says, rest. It says, rest in the Most High, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Exactly. That's Esau, man. They've been thought of this shit a long time ago, man. And they put it into action.
It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself any wise to do evil.
Don't do that shit, man. You get mad with women and shit. Women playing you and shit. You don't gotta go fuck another man. You gotta get mad at the women and fuck another man. Women, stop treating your sons like women. Because you mad with their father. Let their father in their life. And y'all niggas out there need to start taking care of your kids. If you're an Israelite and you ain't taking care of your kids, something wrong with you, man. You better pray to the Most High because your ass might get fucked up. You better not be an Israelite and you ain't taking care of your sons.
Exactly.
You ain't a fucking Israelite then.
Nope.
The fuck?
That's one of the laws, man.
You a fucking infidel.
Teach them.
Well, bring it out. For them, yeah, they say we don't get on black men. We been getting on these black women a lot. Get on their ass, man. You better be taking care of your kids, nigga. You better be taking care of your sons. You better be teaching your sons. If you ain't, then what the fuck is your purpose, man? Like I said, purpose of life is regeneration, man. If you ain't regenerating, then what the fuck is your purpose, man? If you ain't teaching your sons to be men, not only to be men, but to be righteous, upright, honorable men, then what the fuck is your purpose? You ain't a man, in my opinion. You might as well get you a fucking flag like that and parade that shit around. Cause that's some faggot shit, man. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6. It says, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
Right. When did David not take care of his kids, nigga? When did Solomon say David never taught him anything? When did that shit happen? Go ahead.
It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
You better be talking to your children. What you mean? You an Israelite? Okay, you pay child support, but you don't You don't take care of your children. Like you don't, and I don't mean take care about money. I mean fucking grow their minds. You don't tell them of the Most High. They don't know who Yahweh is. They don't know what Yasharallah means. They don't know what Ak is. They don't know none of your brothers. Come on, man. Now if you can't help it, it's a woman that's getting in the way of that shit, that's something different.
Esau getting
A lot of this is about your intention. But if you can help that shit, and you ain't doing it, you ain't a fucking Israelite, man. Go get you one of these gay ass flags right here and tie that shit around your neck. Put some goddamn lace shorts on, nigga, and a lace front wig, cause that's what you basically what you are. I don't care how you feel about that. Go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
You should be teaching your children, man. Like I said, if a woman is getting aware that there's some reason that you just can't do it, that's fine. But you want to, that's cool. But if you ain't doing it and you can, you're supposed to teach this to your children.
Personally.
Yeah, you're supposed to teach this to your children. You might as well join that movement. Go ahead.
It says,
because you're a part of the damn problem. I guess the white man, he ain't even have to use his little device on you. You just gonna do it anyways. You just gonna let these kids grow up in this world with this type of shit and see this type of shit and mold their own opinion on that shit. And their opinion gonna be based off of something. Guess what it's gonna be based off? It's gonna be based off the social constructing that they get when they go to fucking school, man. Public school, which is created by the so-called white man as another device to lead them to this shit, prison, or death, man. Go ahead.
and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by thy way, or walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
You should be teaching your children, man. They should be knowing who Yahweh is and Yahweh Shah is. They should know who David is. You know what I mean? They should know who Eve is, Hawa, and fucking Adam, Adama. At the very basics, they should know the little stories. Adama and Hawa, Eve. They should know about Noah. They should know about, at the very minimum, they should know who Yasharallah or Israel is. And they should know their tribe. You're supposed to be laying down the foundation for another culture. Shalom. As a man, you're supposed to lay down the foundation for another culture within your house. And if you ain't doing that, then you ain't a fucking man. Because the whole thing is to combat this shit.
Exactly.
Combat this rainbow flag and this culture that they set up for us. And to lay down the foundation for the next generations, if we still here, the next culture that we should be having, which is just our own culture. Matter of fact, somebody give me the book of Baruch. Where it says that, give me the book of Baruch where it says, we sought after the Most High, thought upon his name, all that, they shall come back and think upon his name, all of that.
It says, verse 8, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand.
Yeah.
And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
You should put some Hebrew in your house. You should really immerse yourself and your children in this culture. If you only get them for the weekend, when they come over for the weekend, they should see that goddamn Hebrew. They should see like Moses or some shit. They should see these things. Because guess what? When you was growing up, I bet you remember that white ass Jesus on the wall with that blonde ass hair. I bet you remember Martin Luther King. What was the president?
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Who else was it?
George Washington.
It was George Washington?
What?
It used to have the picture with the 3 people on it. It was like Martin Luther King, Kennedy, and somebody else. I can't remember. But I bet
Nelson Mandela or something.
No, not Nelson Mandela. It was American. But I bet all of y'all remember that shit.
Jesus.
It probably was Jesus.
That's what it was.
I bet y'all all remember that cross, because that was the culture that was laid down to you, man. Whenever you went to your grandma's house, you received it.
I bet to this day, Jake still can say the Pledge of Allegiance, man.
I bet you can, yeah. I remember that shit, I don't like it.
He still can say it.
That's the culture that was laid down to you.
Yeah.
So if you're an Israelite man, you should be laying down a new culture based off. Go ahead.
And like, sorry to cut you off, but like talking to your kids is a culture, man.
Yeah.
Because kids remember a lot what they call orality, man.
Oral.
Yeah, like when you speak to them orally. That's why most kids, they can hum a song before they can talk, because their mom's probably been playing it in the car over and over or something. You know what I'm saying? They'll know a song before they really can say a sentence, or they'll know the tone of it. And it wasn't because it was written down and given to them. It's because they listened and they heard it. So that's why the brother's saying you got to talk to your kids, and you got to make sure you instill in them the laws, statutes, commandments, okay, to the best of ability, and the truth of the Bible, man. Okay. And you have to talk to them about it.
You should be living the laws you should be a Yasharala. You should be Yasharala to the fact that you can teach it to them without reading the scriptures, because some kids can't understand the scriptures sometimes. They might be too little. So in your character, in your ways, it'll rub off on them. In your ways, when you talk, you should be all praise Yahweh Shem Shah. Hey dad, I got an A+. All praise Yahweh Shem Shah. Hey dad, oh, I learned how to ride my bike. All praise Yahweh Shem Shah. From hearing that so much, when they get older, they're gonna do that. They just gonna do it because it's ingrained in them. Go ahead. You got more on that still?
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
Go ahead, read your precept. You're gonna go back, and then you can go whatever you want.
It's Isaiah 57:20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. That's Esau, man. If you don't teach your kids, Esau will. Esau will never rest, man. Constantly psychological warfare on your kids' mind, man. Most of the shows, TVs, and movies are catered towards the kids, to teach the kids to follow their way of thinking. Esau cannot rest, man. Trying to program our kids, man.
I'm gonna say it like this, nothing against you or nothing, but I'm gonna correct it. It ain't if you're not teaching your children, they gonna, whether you teaching them or not, it's constant warfare on the minds of your children. So you gotta be constantly instilling this in them, man. And it's hard, but you gotta do it. If you're not doing it, then what the fuck is the purpose? You might as well put that flag on your neck.
You gotta at least fight back.
Because if you don't teach them, guess who will? SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Okay? SpongeBob damn sure to teach them.
SpongeBob gonna teach them all that faggot shit.
I'm trying to tell you. This verse on
Teletubbies gonna teach them.
Sesame Street to dumb them down.
Go ahead, bro.
This is on Deuteronomy 6:8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. That's pretty. I guess
you should have it all around, right? Go ahead, because it goes into
It says, and it shall be when, verse 10, and it shall be when Yahweh shall have brought thee into the land which he swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things which thou fillest not, and wells dig which thou diggest not.
Guess what? Because that's going to happen again. Yeah, that's talking about the ancient days, but guess what? That's going to happen again, because we're going to go into our land, and there's going to be shit over there. Some of the shit going to be burned up, but it's going to be shit over there. All right, we're going back to our land. Go ahead. Is that it?
Yeah,
that's it. All right. We got it.
I can't let me just last verse 12, it says, then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
Exactly. So you want to teach your kids. You don't want this to go dead in your line. Like soon as you die, that's it.
Yeah.
No. You wanna bring it down through the generations, man. You want your kids to know what you know, man. Alright? And it don't take a lot. It ain't like you got like that one brother, his kid, the brother down in Trinidad, and his kids knew the scriptures front and back. It don't gotta be like that, but they should at least know the basics of it. And as they get older, they'll learn on their own.
They should have the understanding of it.
They should have the understanding of it.
They can read the scriptures, but they gotta have the understanding.
Who they are. It ain't cool to grow up not knowing who you is. That's how I grew up. That's why I came to the truth, to figure out, because I wanted to know who I was.
That's right.
You know who you was. You don't want your son to grow up like that, not knowing who he is, and then he go to this shit right here thinking that that's him, that fucking rainbow flag, thinking he a homosexual and shit. You don't want him growing up to that. So you gotta teach him, man. You don't want him to be a princess boy.
This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
And most of y'all ain't gonna listen to us, man. Go ahead.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves,
Go ahead.
and shall know that I am the Lord their power.
Right.
For I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
Exactly, and that's what we're doing now. That's why we got the Most High name. I don't care about that Yahweh and all them other names they got. Them names been brought out by the heathens. We got the Most High name. We ain't gonna go nowhere and hear the name Yahweh, but from us, Yasharallah. You ain't gonna hear Hebrew the way we talk it. That's why I know that we got the Most High name in the Hebrew. But we thought upon this, man. Alright, but this is the time the Most High gonna bring us back to who we are. And we gonna think about it and meditate on it. But these things should be taught to your children so they don't go to this homosexual shit. I'm gonna go even further, so they don't go into the social constructs that have been created for them, or the culture that have been created for them, so that they can go off and be wicked as fuck and not know who they are and have no moral standards and go there and be prey for Esau, man. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Exactly, because there's certain things. That's why McDonald's. See, when McDonald's advertise, they don't advertise to no damn adults. You think Ronald McDonald was for an adult? That motherfucker is for kids. Why? Because McDonald's advertise to kids because kids are gonna grow up one day. Well, first of all, kids are inputs. All right, so they take everything in, and the things that they went through in childhood is gonna cement inside of them. When they grow up, they're gonna do those same things with their kids. There's things right now that you do, you probably don't know why you do it, or you probably don't want to do it, but you did it from childhood. It was ingrained in you from childhood, so you still do it. Go ahead, bro. So you gotta train your kids up in the right way. Put them in the culture, man. All right, when brothers come around, let them dap up the brothers. Make a dap up. Like we got our dap. That's how we dap. That's how we greet each other. Bring your kids around and let them see that. Let them see how men interact.
Men of the Lord.
Men of the Lord, honorable men. So that when they grow up, they can act like that with their siblings or with other people. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 12. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thy ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
Exactly. So you gotta correct the child, man. All right. You gotta raise them up in this way of Yasharallah, so that they don't fall prey to this rainbow shit. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up with that. We Yasharallah. All right. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shah.
All praise to Yahweh Shema Shah, man.
Double honors to our elders our great millstone. Peace and blessings go out there to the brothers and the sisters that watch. May the Most High bless you and be with you ever. Yahweh Shema Shah, Barakatam, Akim.
Shalom.
Shalom.